singing this song, I felt so strong to look up the word covenant and promise in the Hebrew. And the law first mentioned, where there's first mentioned in the Bible. We just sang this to me. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. He's our promise keeper. He will make a way. He will work the miracles, supernatural, miraculous breakthroughs, encounters. He will cause it out of nothing. He can create anything, whatever we need. Because He is the promise keeper. He is a covenant-keeping God. I felt that really strong when we sang that. The promises that you have in your heart. So I don't know what those promises God has given me are. Well, what are your heart's desires? What do you long for? What do you yearn for? What's the desire of your heart? What do you want? What's the most thing you want the most? You can prioritize them. It's kind of like that's a divine order of things. To know Him the way that He knows me, intimacy in the secret place should always be first. Your relationship with Him. But then there's other things that are in your heart. Maybe it's a son or a daughter that hasn't been born, that hasn't come forth. Maybe it's a husband or a wife. You're like Ruth, looking for Boaz, waiting for your kinsman redeemer to come. Waiting for the one the Lord has chosen. You're like the bride waiting for her bridegroom. There is a divine order in things. And I believe most of the time, if not all, the reason things don't open up or happen because we're not in divine order yet. Our life has to get in order with His will. The more that we order our footsteps, the more that we order ourselves after Him, pattern our life after the kingdom, the more things fall into place and the more promises begin to be fulfilled. See, because God is not a God of disorder or out of order. He said all things are done decently and in order. As we agree and align, things begin to happen. He's a promise keeper. He waits patiently like a good father, like a good farmer, husband, waiting for the fruit, waiting for the right season, the time, waiting for you to come into line with His will. Right place, right time, right way, right people, right promise. Season, right purpose. This is the verse for the first time, the word covenant. And it's made with the father and a guy named Noah. Got the wrong guy. Noah. It's Genesis chapter 6, verse 18. Noah. What does Noah's name mean? Rest. Noah was a seventh. Rest. 7 means rest. The seventh day God rested. You enter into rest. That doesn't mean you stop doing, but you stop doing what you want. You stop doing it your way. You stop doing it things out of order. You bring your life into order, into divine order. This is verse 18. But with thee, God talking, Father God talking to His son Noah. Father to a son or daughter. But with thee will I establish my covenant. And thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Family intact. Because God said He would establish His covenant. His berith in Hebrew. Listen to this. It means agreement, an alliance, Covenant has to be between at least two. A constitution. See, we have a constitutional right to meet with God and for His will to be fulfilled in our life. It means an alliance of friendship, divine order or ordinance with signs and words. Decrees, signs and decrees. I'm not sure you got that one. An alliance of friendship between God and man with divine ordinance or order, with signs and decrees being established. The word means like a sense of cutting. Covenant because it's made by passing between two pieces of flesh. Marriage is a covenant. It's a picture of us being married to the Lord. When you cut covenant with Abraham, remember? He killed the sacrifice and he put one half on this side, one half on the other. And God, the Father, put Abraham to sleep because it wasn't with Abraham's ability or doing. This was God's covenant. This was God keeping His promise to man. All the way down through this divine order. Remember I talked on the order of Melchizedek. This king priestly order. All the way through from Adam to Christ to the Christ ones. Way through the 42nd generation. And the Father passed between the sacrifices, the two, making the two one, cutting a covenant. With blood. A covenant established upon the blood. A covenant that God will not break. First time the word promise is used. It's in Exodus chapter 12 with a guy named Moses and the children of Israel. 12:25 Exodus. And it shall come to pass when you be come into the land which the Lord will give you according as He hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. You shall keep His will. You shall keep His destiny, His plan, His purpose. It's about Israel coming into Canaan. This is about you and I coming into our promise. He put Abraham in a position of rest. And then God did the rest. God passed through. It shall come to pass. This is where He introduces Passover. 2 verses down. And it shall come to pass when you be come to the land which the Lord will give you. They were still in Egypt when He made the promise. See, because God made the promise to Himself about you in heaven before you ever came here. Your destiny scroll was written in heaven about you before you came here. The Lord will give you according as He has promised. That word promise is the word debar. It means what the Lord has spoken, what the Lord has declared, what the kingly decree over your life that the Father spoke over you while you were still in His heart, in the womb of heaven, the heart of God, in the depths of the Father's heart. He had a desire for you called destiny. And he spoke concerning you before he ever sent you. What he said for your life. What he said about you, establishing identity, destiny, with authority. He'll never appoint you to do something that he doesn't empower you to do. Thank you, Lord. I just believe with all of my heart, God is waking up promises inside of us, waking up those dreams, those desires of our hearts, the covenant that he made with us, that we made with him when we were in his heart, in the womb of the Father. Before we were ever birthed in this realm, we were birthed out of the heart of the Father. You were a spirit before you were flesh and blood. And your spirit, the Father released you as his sons and daughters into the womb and the earth to be born of a man. Because he had already sent his only begotten Son. The provision was made. The Lamb was slain before the foundations of the earth were even laid. All of it had taken place in heaven before it ever was worked out in the earth. It's a done deal. God keeps his word, his debar, his promise, his covenant with you. He's just waiting for us to get in line, to come into divine order. One step at a time, one door, one decision at a time we make to align. That decision opens a door to your destiny. Each decision you make, when you decide to align, opens another door connected to your destiny. Oh, isn't that good? I know it's good because I'm whacked. God's all over me. It's not in how many words, it's not in how many prayers, it's not in how many times you beg God. It's not in how many tears you shed or cry either. It's about you making a godly decision to come into order, to come into his divine order, come into agreement with what's already been spoken in heaven and written in heaven. He spoke it, the scribes wrote it in the heavens. In the scroll room, it's recorded. Library of heaven. He's just waiting for us.